Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the second channel. This time I'm going to look at two figures here. This is a set of 4 freeing bunny figures that are, well, the characters from the Railgun series. I reviewed the Shokugou Misaki figure before, and now we have the one of Kuroko and Saten. And just if you're wondering, yes, I did order a Misaka figure, and the reason I didn't talk about that is because with the place where I ordered it from, Ukiyo Kumo, you might have heard of that place, they went bankrupt. I thought it would be a good idea to order from them since they were like an official Good Smile retailer or something, but well, you know, that I guess that doesn't stop a company from going bankrupt, so there's that. Actually, as of recording, I do have a Misaki figure, and we'll look at that later. I actually haven't even unboxed it yet, so anyways, but that's for later. I'm going to talk about both figures here, the Saten and Kuroko figure. First, I'll focus on the good points, and then I'll talk about some stuff that are not so great. Though that's not really down to the quality, it's more about maybe some choices with certain things, and well, we'll talk about that later. So since these are 1/4 scale figures that are standing up, then that's all of them. They are massive, the boxes. They're like the size of a small child or something. And they are corrugated cardboard with a non-cardboardy finish. It's like shiny. They don't have a window on the box to show the figure, just illustrations, which is probably good enough. It's not like you can really see the figures usually very well, and I guess Freeing already has a reputation for good quality, so they don't really need to prove anything by showing you the actual thing. But anyways, once you unbox everything, all you need to do is just put the figure on the base and then replace the bunny ears, basically, or place the bunny ears on the character. There's like some dummy ones that you have to take out that are tiny, and then you just put the proper ones in and off you go. Well, and what can I say? Compared to the Shokugou Misaki figure, the great thing is that none of these figures are in 2 pieces, where like half the torso came off or was off. So the quality is very high. The faces look good. That's always something that can look wonky at different angles because, 2D to 3D transition isn't the easiest thing in the world. And that's why you also have differences when you actually see a picture versus when you look at a figure, because a camera only, takes a picture as if it's one eyeball looking at it, whereas in real life, what you see is the sum of 2 differently positioned eyes. But yeah, it does look all proper. Figures are quite heavy because of their size. They sit very well on their bases, so it doesn't feel like they'll fall over. That's kind of important with figures like that. You don't want those tumbling down because of some sort of strange imbalance or, something like that. The actual outfits are very shiny compared to the skin, so, that is a good differentiation there. Seems like a simple thing, but, cheaper figures often are just all the same finish, no matter what the material is. The fishnet is, as always, very high quality. The seam is done at the back, that's like the worst part always of the fishnet, but, given the scale, I think it looks still all right. Though if you want to nitpick, that's the area you would nitpick on, I guess. When it comes to quality, I think the poses are well done also in terms of how they look. Hair is good, the printing of the eyes is done well. If you also look, there's lip gloss. There's a bit of shininess there on the lips, and then also nail polish. And that was true as well with the previous figure, and I'm hoping is true as well with the Misaki figure, or Misaka figure rather. But I guess it would be since they're all part of the same series. So I think the Kuroko figure is probably out of these 2 the best, not because of any quality or problems or anything like that, but I think it's just because the way she's posed and everything, it just fits her character. Remember that, was it an OVA episode or something like that where she wore that really skimpy swimsuit and she was very show-offy with that? So yeah, it kind of fits her personality. Whereas with Saten, I'm wondering, maybe she would pose like that among her friends if they jokingly put on these outfits or whatever, But at the same time, when she has swimsuits on and stuff, she always has a skirt or some sort of thing that covers her lower body. So I think if you also look up her character information on the index/Railgun wiki or whatever it is, it does mention that she prefers to cover herself a bit more. So perhaps this is a bit out of character, you could argue. But then again, she does have moments where she's a bit, more brazen with her attitude and stuff. I mean, she does like to whip up Uhiharu's skirt and all that stuff. And yeah, by the way, I guess it's kind of strange that she didn't get a figure. They just kind of, shoved her off to the side and replaced her with Shoko Misaki. And they're like, she has more assets in terms of the body shape. So that's probably why they're like, this will sell good. But, I guess some people like me who like the core 4 characters of Railgun, would have liked to see them all together. Then, then have Uhiharu with kind of sort of like a shy pose or something like that. Then I think as a set, that would be kind of cool looking. But anyways, I do like the other figure as well, as I said before. But let's see what else to talk about. Well, I already talked about Sutton's pose being potentially out of character, though, I guess you could argue either way, like, whatever. But it does look alluring, and I guess it does look good, the way she's posed and everything. Something that I think is a little bit unfortunate is that the bases they just don't look amazing. They're just gloss black. And you know how it is. Because it's plastic, it'll scratch really easily. You can see even the smallest speck of dust. It's the same thing as is with like cars when they put piano black on all the surfaces. So that's not ideal. Plus, it's not super exciting looking. But in terms of the budget, obviously, they decided to put that money into every other aspect of the characters, or of the figures, rather. I guess one thing you could argue is a bit suspect in terms of quality is the shading that they've done on mainly the bunny suit. I think there's some in the hair, and you don't really notice it, but on the bunny suit, it's already shiny, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on with reflections and things, but they added like highlights and stuff that are like a silver color. And in this, to be honest, a bit dramatic lighting that I've used to illuminate, everything for the camera here, does make it seem in certain angles that it's excessive. Like it doesn't look like realistic, shadows or highlights or whatever. But just at normal room lighting, it does, it doesn't really look bad. So I guess it depends on the lighting. Speaking of outfits, I do have to say it is a bit unfortunate that all of the outfits on all 4 figures are the same, because, they could do some playing around when it comes to making the outfits fit their personalities. Like they did, for example, as like a recent example, the Higurashi one of Rena, where, she has her boots and her cleaver or whatever, her weapon. Shoko, she always wears her white gloves, for example. Or maybe they could have done something with the fishnet so that instead of, coming all the way up, that it's more like a thigh-high thing, because that's kind of like the look that she has. And then also with Sutton, probably I don't think there's anything you could really have done there. I think it's fine. One big one for Kuroko is that, she has those things on her thighs, those like little belts, I guess. And then she has those pins that she uses as weapons. Like, they could have added those, but they decided not to do that. And also, they're all the same color. Now, I don't know what they would have done with colors, like what would be more suited. I guess there's nothing really to complain about that it's all black like that. So, maybe they could have just done different colors just for fun. But yeah, they decided to go for uniformity. But yeah, I guess those are the figures. I'm very happy with them so far. The Misaka figure I'm gonna unbox next, and then you'll see a video on that soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.